and taking a comfortable seated position. And just to mention, to ensure complete safety, you need to have your chair on needs to be a nice sturdy chair, like a kitchen chair or something of that type, and being on a flat surface. I have my chair on my yoga mat so it won't slip. I appreciate you may not have a yoga mat available, but just ensuring that you feel nice and stable and secure on your chair. Now, when we do sit on our chair, we don't sit like a teenager. We sit up nice and straight. So finding the natural curves in the spine, and that might mean that you're sat away from the back seat of your chair and then sitting flat on the seat with your feet flat on the floor. Now, if you're a little bit challenged in your leg length, that might mean that you have to scooch forwards a little bit to place your feet flat on the floor. If that's not an option, then maybe get a couple of blocks or big books or something under your feet so that you have about a 90 degree in the knee. Okay, so that's how we sit in the chair. And just taking responsibility for your practice. Chair yoga or any yoga isn't a sport. It's not competitive. So it's to bring healing and wellness into the body. So just making sure that you do as much as you feel you're able to, keeping it within your comfort level and taking responsibility for your practice. Okay, so part of the reason why I teach yoga is to help people have awareness in their own bodies and empower them to make good choices for their own bodies and their own health and wellness. So please take on that responsibility. Okay, so we shall begin. So seated comfortably in your chair, shoulders relaxed down away from the ears and feet about hips width distance apart. And beginning the class, as I nearly always do, just taking some time here to connect with the breath. Noticing the movement of the breath in and out of the body, just natural breathing rhythm, whatever that is right now. And just noticing the cool air enter the nostrils, travel over the back of the throat. The lungs inflate, the diaphragm moves down. So relaxing the belly on the inhale, allowing some space for the diaphragm to do its job. And then breathing out, the diaphragm moves back into place. Belly comes back towards the spine a fraction. The lungs deflate and we feel the warm breath leave the nostrils. So there's a lot happening when we take one in and out breath. So just noticing what parts of the body move as you breathe here. Noticing where in the body you mostly feel the movement as you breathe. And of course, becoming aware of the breath helps us settle the mind, turning the attention inwards into the body. One of the big fundamentals of yoga is turning that attention inwards and noticing what is going on in your own body. We are all unique. We celebrate our differences. And we become aware of how we feel. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So now deepening the breath, taking some control over the breath. So taking a nice long in-breath to your comfort level, no force or strain. Exhaling fully, actively bringing the belly back towards the spine on the out-breath. One more nice deep breath. Good. And then letting the breath return to its own rhythm once again. Good. And starting to warm up the body a little bit, let's do some neck stretches. So just dropping the chin down towards the chest, letting the heavy head lengthen the back of the neck. And then traveling the chin down and up towards one shoulder. And then down towards the chest and up towards the opposite shoulder. And this can be a very sort of gentle, freestyle movement. We never drop the head back, so we don't lift the chin, but just round the shoulders a little bit. You can let the arms hang either between the legs or either side of your legs, and just looking for any tight areas, any areas that may bring their awareness into your mind. And maybe hanging out there for a breath if you find any really juicy spots that feel like they need a little bit more attention. Good. Once more to either side. And then the head can come back to center, looking up. A few shoulder shrugs, so shrugging the shoulders all the way up to the ears, letting the shoulders drop away. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Good. And then dancing shoulders, just letting the shoulders move in any way that they want to. Nice to get the shoulders moving and get some blood flow in there. When it's so cold and windy outside, we can tend to hunch up and protect our soft bellies. So nice to bring some blood flow into the shoulders. Okay, let's take the hands out in front of us. So side on, that looks like that. Okay, so you can stay where you are, but just take the hands out in front of you. Spread the fingers, really push into the heel of the hand. So good stretch for both arms. And then let's take one arm up towards the ceiling and then bring that down towards the floor. Take the opposite arm up towards the ceiling, down to the floor. So just waking up the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders here, just moving to your comfort level. Doesn't have to be a huge, big movement. If your range of motion is here, that's okay. If you can take it a little bit higher and a little bit lower, comfortably, then go right ahead. Good. Then let's take that out to the side. And again, just moving to your comfort level, just exploring the range of motion here. So nothing too extravagant. This is all just warm up at this point. Good. Once more on our final side. And then an up circle. So taking the hands up towards the ceiling and circling around. Good. Should start to feel some muscle work happening in the arms now. And then let's take that down and around. And if your circles are smaller than mine, that's okay. You do what you can do today. You do you today. Meet yourself where you are today. Good. Well, oh, let's do that one last time. Sorry, got mixed up there. And then relax. And you can shake that out a little bit if you like. Very nice. Okay, let's take both hands in front of us again. Let's take both hands up and down, out to the side, up circle, down circle. Okay, so a bit of a pattern. Up, down, back to neutral, out to the side, back in, up circle, down circle. Good. One last time. Up, down, out to the side, up circle, down circle. Good job. Okay, letting that go. So just working the brain there a little bit, right? Like learning a pattern. So helpful for our memories and our brain function. Okay. So hitchhikers, so now I'm taking my arm out in front of me and I'm making a fist and sticking the thumb up as though you wanted to hitch a ride to into town. So thumb up, and then we open, and I'll maybe just sit side on so you can see what I'm doing again. We're going to open each individual finger, okay, and then close each individual finger. So it's index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, and then closing pinky finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger. Okay, so have a practice of that a couple of times. Good. And then from there, we open the fingers again, but as we do that, we take the arm out to the side and then close the fingers as we come back in. Open the fingers as we come out to the side and then close each individual finger as we come back in. One last time. Good. Working the hand a little bit. Let that arm relax. Let's take it to the opposite side. Have a little practice. The two hands don't always work as you think they're going to. Sometimes there's differences. So having a little practice. Index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger. And then we can take that out to the side, come back in, again, working the brain. Good. One last time. Index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger. Good job. Relax. Have a little shoulder shrug again. Let's do both hands together, thumbs up. As we take the hands out to the side, we open the fingers, and then as we bring the hands back to starting position, we close the fingers. 3 times. And just continue to breathe. Good. Good. And relax. Nice. Okay, so seated cat cow, and I am going to turn my chair. You can stay where you are, but I am going to turn my chair here so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to warm up the rest of the spine now. So inhaling, we exaggerate that lumbar curve in the spine and pull the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and you can open the arms out to the side. And then exhaling, we round the spine, drop the chin, And you can bring the hands forwards. Inhaling, opening up, lift the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhaling, rounding the spine. Good. Inhale, open up. Exhale, rounding. Good. Inhale, open up. This is the cow shape. Exhaling, rounding. Cat shape. Repeating that twice more. Good. Inhale, open up. Exhale, rounding. And then just notice how that feels in your body. Hopefully it feels good. Okay, I'm going to turn this back so I face you once again. Okay, let's take the arms into cactus arms. So arms come out to the side and we bend at the elbows. Okay, so you're waving at somebody. And then we'll do a little side stretch here. So we're going to warm up the sides of the body, lateral stretch, getting into the side ribs. So taking one arm overhead to the sides, coming back, over to the other side, just to your comfort level, coming back, first side, and just noticing the stretch in the side body, getting into all the little intercostal muscles between the ribs that help us breathe. Good. Once more each side. Nice. Coming back to our neutral position. And now we do a little bit of a twist. I'm just going to scooch forwards because my feet aren't flat on the floor like they should be. And then we do a gentle twist. So again, just to your comfort level, but finding some rotation. We're moving the shoulders on the axis of the spine above the pelvis. So pelvis stays anchored to the chair and we're moving the shoulders from side to side with the arms out. Now sometimes I see people kind of do this. That's not a twist, okay? So you've got to find the movement in the spine. It can be a very gentle, slight movement. It might not be, I'm kind of exaggerating it so you can see what I'm doing. But if your twist is here, that's okay. That's good. As long as you try. Good. And letting that movement go. Okay. Now we move on to the legs. We're done with the arms for now. The upper body. So moving on to the legs, we're going to do some seated bicycles. I'll maybe just drop my camera down a smidge here just so that you can see what my feet are doing. Okay, so sat on a chair, we're going to slide the foot out and then we're going to pick the leg up and come back in. Slide the foot out, pick the leg, come back in. Slide the foot out, pick the leg, come back in. So noticing the effort required in the hip flexors here, so right in the front of the hip, we're warming the hip joint, warming up the knee. Good. And then take that the other way. Pick the knee up, stretch the leg out in front of you, bring it to the floor and pull it back. Lift the leg, stretch it out in front, pull it back. Good. Nice. Once more. Good. Switch sides. So opposite side. So slide out, come up, pull back. Slide out, come back. Good. Slide out, lift, pull back. Nice. Good. And now we'll go the other way. So we'll lift the leg up, stretch out, bring the foot to the floor, pull back. Lift the leg up, stretch out, Bring the foot to the floor, pull back. Good. And you can make that a nice fluid movement if you like. Good. Good. Okay, so hopefully hips are feeling like they've warmed up. Let's take the knees wide now. So sitting, if you have arms on your chair, this might be a bit tricky, but hopefully you found a chair without any arms. So taking the knees as wide as is comfortable for you, and then pulling, we're going to pull the knees in together. Okay, so if you're on a surface where your feet can't slide, this might be a bit tricky, but see how it goes. So we're going to pull the legs in and back out, pull the legs in and back out. And if you're starting here and you're pulling in, that's okay. Okay, so we're using some adduction strength as well as abduction strength. So we're getting into those big muscles of the legs and just doing as much as you feel you're able to. Good. Nice. Once more. Good. And letting that go, you might want to just bounce the feet on the floor a few times. Okay, we'll do some foot sliders now. So I'm going to turn my chair to the side again. So we warmed up the legs. We're going to get into the feet now. So sitting up tall, we lengthen one foot away from us, keeping the heel on the floor, and then pull the toes back towards the shin. Then we point the toe, so we arch the foot, and then we bring that pointed toe to the floor. We flatten the foot, and then we pull the foot back, push down into the ball of the foot and lift the toes. Okay, so slide out, pull the toes back, point the toes, bring pointed toe towards the floor so the foot is arched. Then we flatten the foot, so bringing the sole of the foot to the floor. Pull the foot back, push down into the ball of the foot, lift the toes. Okay, so again on this side, pull the toes back, point the toe, bring the pointed toe to the floor, flatten the foot, pull it back, push down into the foot, the ball of the foot, and lift the toes. Okay, good. We'll switch sides and I'll turn around. So, opposite side, lengthen the leg away, keeping the heel on the floor. Pull the toes back towards your shin. Then we point the toes. Bring the toe to the floor, foot is arched. Then we flatten the foot, pull the foot back, push down into the ball of the foot, lift the toes. Lengthen, pull the toes back, point the toe. Pointed toe to the floor, flatten the foot, pull it back, push down into the foot, lift the toes. One last time on this side. Lengthen, pull the toes back, point the toe, toe to the floor, flatten the foot, pull the foot back, push down into the ball of the foot, lift the toes. Good stuff. Okay, so that's really beneficial for the plantar fascia on the sole of the foot. And it also gets into all the fascial matrix that runs throughout the body. So very beneficial to bringing lubrication into those extremities, the extremities of the foot. So The foot is the foundation of your entire being. So if the foot is in not good shape, then the rest of it crumbles, just like any foundation. Anything above that, if it's not in good shape, is going to be struggling. So good to take care of your foot health. Okay, so let's practice coming to standing. So pushing down into the feet, and you may want to step the feet back underneath you a little bit, and that might mean your heels come off the floor. That's okay. But you want to push the feet down into the floor. And let's take the hands between the knees. So bringing the backs of the hands to the inside of the knees and pushing the back of the hand into the knee and the knee into the hand. So we're engaging all the muscles of the legs and the arms. So this is very strengthening for all the muscles in the legs. And then you can relax and just notice how that feels. If it's easier to have the palms of the hands against the insides of the knees, then by all means take it that way. I find it just easier to have the backs of the hands against the insides of the knees. So you decide what works best for you. It's just, the point is to create some resistance with the hands for the knees. So pushing the hands into the insides of the knees, pushing back with the knees, and creating some resistance and strengthening the legs. Very beneficial. Okay, so we have that engagement now. You can also think about squeezing the feet together. The feet aren't going to come together, but think about squeezing them together, engaging all the muscles of the legs, and relax. Okay, so noticing the difference between having the muscles engaged and being relaxed. Okay, you can use your hands again if you like, or you can bring your hands to your hips. So pushing down into the feet, think of squeezing the feet together, leaning forward a little bit, pushing as though, squeezing the knees together as though you were pushing into your hands. And then lifting the weight out of the chair a little bit. Okay. And just holding, keep breathing, using the strong muscles of the legs. This is called chair pose. It's Utkatasana in Sanskrit. And then when you've had enough, you can sit back down, take a break. You can bounce the feet on the floor if you like. And then when you feel ready, let's do that again. Engaging the muscles of the legs. How often do we think about getting up out of a chair, right? We never do it like this. We haul ourselves out on our poor backs and we never use the strong muscles of the legs. So again, just holding. And then this time, if you're able to and you feel comfortable to, come to standing. And I've chopped my head off, but that's okay. You don't need to see the top of my head. And feeling nice and grounded on your 2 feet. Good. And again, you can think of squeezing the feet together. They're not going to come together. Keep them hips width distance apart, but engage the muscles of the legs. Notice that you have that leg strength in your legs. Okay, good. And then when you relax, you can soften the knees, relaxes your lower back, standing securely on your 2 feet. Good stuff. You may want to stand to the side of your chair or even have the back of your chair just handy here. And we'll just practice a little bit of balancing. So, balancing, I always try and get a balancing on one leg shape in my classes if I can, for the people that are able to come on their 2 feet. So starting off in Tadasana, mountain pose, feeling grounded on your 2 feet, And just shifting the weight into one standing leg, maybe the leg that's closest to your chair. You can hold on to the back of the chair if you need to. And exploring taking the other foot off the floor. And if you want to practice balancing on that one leg, then go right ahead. If you need to hold on, that's okay. There will be wobbling, that's all right. That's your brain talking to your foot and your foot talking to your brain. And it's very beneficial for your brain health. And then when that leg gets tired, you can come back to your 2 feet. And then shifting the weight, if you need to turn around or turn your chair to the other side, go right ahead. But switching the weight into the opposite leg. Maybe this is much as you want to do this morning, or maybe you want to explore taking that spare foot off the floor and exploring your balance. Continue to breathe. Sometimes we hold our breath, especially when we start to wobble. Try and keep breathing and relaxed, but nice strong standing leg. Okay? And then letting that go. So I strongly encourage all my people to practice standing on one leg, 30 seconds each leg every day. It's 1 minute's yoga practice. You can use the chair or your kitchen counter for support if you need it. As you're chopping vegetables or doing the dishes, practice standing on one leg. We lose that ability as we age. And it's very important to try and maintain that. So I can go into why, but I think it's obvious. And so please do that. Please practice standing on one leg. Okay, we'll come back to seated. And then we'll move into... Oh, dog's barking. I'll just shut the door. Sorry about that. We'll move into our Kirtan Kriya. So Kirtan Kriya is a meditation practice which is very beneficial for brain health. It's an ancient practice. It's not something new. But what is new is that it has been studied. It's been scientifically researched. They've had a group of people with electrodes attached to their heads, and they watched their brains as they were doing this meditation practice. The people in the study practiced this every day for about, I think it was 6 weeks. But the researchers noticed significant changes in the study subjects' brains after they had practiced this meditation practice. The grey matter had increased, and the important memory centers in the center of the brain, the hippocampus and the amygdala, had all lit up and become strengthened. So historically, people didn't think that the brain could be improved over time, but we now know better, and we can think of the brain like a muscle. We can work it and it's going to get better, and this practice is how we can do that. So Kirtan Kriya, I do have a full instruction video on my YouTube channel now, but if I'll lead you through it this morning. So there is a chanting component. We say a mantra, and the mantra is Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. And we enunciate clearly, getting the tongue moving on the roof of the mouth, stimulating all the acupressure points on the roof of the mouth. And together with the chant, we have a finger movement. So we touch the thumb to each fingertip on each syllable. So sa, we touch the thumb and the index finger together. Ta, thumb and middle finger. Na, thumb and ring finger, and ma, thumb and pinky finger. Okay, so the whole thing looks like sa, ta, na, ma. Okay, and then we chant out loud for 2 minutes, we whisper for 2 minutes, and then we sit quietly for a minute or so at the end. The whole practice is actually 12 minutes long, but I find that just too long for a 45-minute chair yoga class. So we're just going to do a little abbreviated practice and get some idea of how it goes. Okay, so spine is nice and long. I don't care what you're sat on or how you're sat, but spine needs to be nice and long. And shoulders relax away from the ears. And initially we just notice our breath to begin with. So notice the movement of the breath in and out of the body. And then beginning our Kirtan Kriya meditation. Here we go. Satanama, 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 Satanama. Now we whisper the chant for 2 minutes. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Sa, ta, na, Now continue the chant in your head and keep the finger movement going. So silently in your head, but keep the finger movement going. And now relax your effort. Close your eyes and bring the awareness to the center of your brain, between your eyes and the back of your head, and between both ears. Notice any sensations in your mouth, your throat, your fingers. Any other sensations in the body. Noticing any thoughts, feelings, emotions. No judgment, simply being aware. Now bring your awareness back to your breath. Feeling the movement of the breath in and out of the body. Relaxing the face, the jaw. Can wriggle the jaw from side to side. Relax the throat. Shoulders relax, the arms hang heavy. Relax the rib cage. Let the heart and lungs be at ease. Relax the belly. Aware of your seat bones. Let the legs be heavy. Allowing the whole body to soften and relax. Finding a place of deep stillness. Just for a moment. And taking the hands to your sides, palms open. Inhaling, bringing the arms up towards the sky. Palms down, just traveling the hands down towards the earth. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. This time bring the palms together, slide the hands down to in front of your heart, bowing your head. And just taking a moment here to reflect on how you feel. And think of a few things that you're grateful for today. Big things, small things, anything at all. Plants, people, pets. But include yourself. thank yourself for taking this time for you, for making you a priority. And I thank you for joining me in this